Alright, hey guys, so there's been a new Humble Bundle. This one's called the Humble War Games Bundle, and of course all these games have to do with war, action. There's a lot of first-person shooters as well. The first tier includes Panzer Corps, the DLC for Panzer Corps Allied Corps, and then Mercenary Kings Reloaded Edition, and Insurgency. So all three of these games plus the DLC for just $1. The second tier, which is only $4, includes Day of Infamy Deluxe Edition, Gloria Victis, and 8-Bit Armies, and then the third tier, which is at $10, includes Rising Storm 2 Vietnam Digital Deluxe Edition, along with $2 of Humble credit for Humble monthly subscribers. Overall, I think it's a pretty good bundle. If you do decide to purchase this bundle, I encourage you guys to use my referral link in the description below if you guys want to help me out. All you have to do is click that link, scroll down to where you choose where your money goes, and if you're paying $1, you can actually choose to send me the full dollar, or you can choose to split it between Humble Bundle, the game developers, and charity. Although I really appreciate anyone who decides to help me out. So yeah, going back, I'm going to go through each one of these games individually. They're all fairly decent. Panzer Corps came out a little bit later, early. It came out in 2011. It's a strategy game. It looks fairly dated, at least in my opinion. It's a turn-based strategy game. Has very positive reviews. I really can't say anything more than that. If you're into strategy games, you might enjoy it, although keep in mind it's a fairly old game. So Mercenary Kings is the next game. It reminds me a lot of Metal Slug, just based off the art style and the gameplay. It's a side-scrolling shooter. From the reviews, I've heard a lot of mixed feelings about the game. A lot of people are disappointed that it's not Metal Slug and it's a little bit different. So I'm not sure how good it is. It has mostly positive reviews though, and it looks great. Just the art style alone looks fantastic, but I'm not sure how good the game is. And then the third game is Insurgency. This is a realistic first-person multiplayer shooter set in a modern day. Looks really good. I've heard really good things about it. I've been meaning to play this for quite some time. I'm not the biggest fan of realistic simulator type shooters, but if you're a fan of Arma, you might enjoy this game, or maybe even Counter-Strike, you might enjoy this. But it looks pretty cool. If you're into simulators and you're looking for a more realistic experience, Insurgency looks pretty fun. And then next game, Day of Infamy. This is another first-person shooter, multiplayer shooter. It is set in World War II. Looks pretty good. Reminds me of the old Call of Duty games. That's what I used to play when I was younger. Just a lot of World at War and Battlefield and the older Call of Duty games. So yeah, Day of Infamy looks pretty fun. There's Gloria Victis, which is a medieval multiplayer, I guess you would call it just a battle or war game. Reminds me a lot of Chivalry, so if you're a fan of Chivalry, you might want to check out Gloria Victis. It looks like you can do a lot more in this game, which is interesting, although it does have mixed reviews, although the recent reviews were very positive, so take it with a grain of salt. I have no idea what this game is about. I'm not sure how enjoyable it is, but just judging from the combat and the battles, it looks fairly enjoyable. I'm a big fan of medieval games. I love medieval fantasy and so forth. And the next game, 8-Bit Armies. This is a real-time strategy game. If you played Command and Conquer or games like Red Alert 2, you will very much enjoy 8-Bit Armies. I was a huge fan of Red Alert 2 when I was younger. It's a real-time strategy game. I guess you would say it's similar to StarCraft if you're more familiar with StarCraft, but it's very fast-paced. You can build a ton of units at once, and it's very simple. It's very minimalistic, but at the same time, it just gave me so much nostalgia for older games I used to play, older real-time strategy games. You can also play multiplayer, and yeah, it has a full-length campaign as well with a lot of challenges. So there's a lot of content to be had here, and I thought it was super enjoyable to play through the entire game. Moving on from that, Rising Storm 2, which is in the third tier, which is the $10 tier. This game came out more recently, came out last year, early last year. Looks really good. It has mostly positive reviews, so not everyone likes it, but just based on the trailer alone, it looks pretty fun. It's a Vietnam first-person shooter. So yeah, I might have to play this in the near future, maybe get some friends together and make a video about it. I think it looks cool. I think most people would agree that older first-person shooters are more fun, or at least in my opinion. I'd rather play a FPS in the past, in World War setting, than modern day or in the future, like most games are now. I would encourage you guys to pick up the first tier for sure. You're getting 3 games for $1, so that's 33 cents a game. And there's 2 pretty good games if you're into first-person shooters, Insurgency. If you're into side-scrolling shooters like Metal Slug, you might want to try out Mercenary Kings. Second tier, I think, is worth it. It's only $3 more, and you're getting another 3 games: Day of Infamy, Glory Victus, and 8-Bit Armies. I highly recommend 8-Bit Armies, but that's just my personal choice because I'm a big fan of real-time strategy games. The other games look pretty good too, especially Day of Infamy. That would be a good one to try out. In the third tier, I'm a little bit iffy on because you're paying an extra $6 to get Rising Storm 2 Vietnam Digital Deluxe Edition. Really depends on how much you want Rising Storm 2 or if you think it's interesting or not. You also get $2 of monthly credit, so you might value that. So it might just be $8 instead of $10, but it's really up to you. I would encourage you guys to pick up the first 2 tiers. I would probably skip the third tier just because it's a little bit expensive comparatively, but the first tier for sure, and the second tier if you're interested in these games. So yeah, that's about it. Remember to use my referral link. Also, I'll just quickly mention that the Humble Monthly for this month includes Destiny 2. So if you guys want to subscribe to the Humble Monthly, you can start playing Destiny 2. I've been playing it recently, and I've been enjoying it quite a lot. It's definitely more fun if you play with friends and a fire team, but playing solo so far has been fairly enjoyable. There's a lot of like world events where there's a bunch of different players like fighting bosses, and the campaign missions are pretty enjoyable as well. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.